What's up, meatbags? It's the often imitated, never duplicated Tony TGD. And if you read the title of this video, you know Eric July is now being sued over the ISOM trademark. That's right, a company, a church, in fact, has the ISOM trademark. They found out about the ISOM comic book, and now they are suing Eric July. So if we take a mosey on over here to Justia, dockets and filing, we can see Good Shepherd Ministries International suing Eric July and Ripa LLC. The defendants are July and Ripa LLC. You can see you got the case number. It was filed August 21st, 2023. It's in the U.S. District Court for the Central District of California. Nature of suit, trademark. That's right. And of course, we got lots and lots of other things to go over because we have the filings. We are going to discuss them today. We're not going to drag this out. I'm not going to tell you to go watch a live stream later on. No, I'm going to show you it all right now. We're going to go over it. We're going to see what it is that this church is claiming and what we think, whether or not I think this is going to hold weight. Is Eric July going to be off the hook? Is Eric July going to be on the hook for lots of money and possibly having to destroy a ton of ISOM comic books that he has sitting in his big old warehouse? But while we get on over there, why don't you hit that like button? Of course, subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already, because we're going to be following this case to its conclusion. And share this with your friends because they're going to want to know about this. All right. So this is the document, as you can see. We got 23 pages, so we have a lot to go over here. We got the United States District Court, Central District, California. We got Good Shepherd Ministries, like I said, versus July and Ripa LLC. It's a Texas limited liability company, and Doe's 1 through 5 inclusive. So it is Eric July and 4 other parties that are part of the company, probably the owners of the company. All right, so it says the parties. Plaintiff Good Shepherd Ministries International. Good Shepherd is a 501c3 nonprofit California corporation having a principal place of business at blah, 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 blah. Number 2, upon information and belief, defendant July and Ripa LLC is a limited liability company existing under the laws of the state of Texas with a principal place of business, blah, 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 blah. All right. It says the true names and capacities of Doe's defendants 1 through 5 are not known to Good Shepherd at this time, and Good Shepherd therefore sues them under fictitious names. All right. So the people who actually own Rippaverse, Ripa LLC, are unknown, right? We don't know who they are, the mysterious parties. So at the moment, even though Good Shepherd is suing, they don't know who they are, so they got to use these names, Doe's 1 through 5, you know. But eventually, we will find that will come to light through this lawsuit. So that's going to be interesting in and of itself, right? To find out who, alongside Eric July, is running this company. When the actual identities of Doe's 1 through 5 are determined, Good Shepherd intends to seek leave of court to amend this complaint to name such persons as Doe defendants. Good Shepherd is informed and believes and thereon alleges that Doe's 1 through 5 participated in the wrongful acts described herewithin and are responsible in some way for the wrongful acts alleged herewithin. Accordingly, as indicated above, and depending on the context in which it is used herein, the term defendants is intended to include not only July and Ripa, but also any other defendants or individuals or other entities acting on behalf or in coordination with the named defendants regarding the matters discussed. All right. So they're going after everybody involved with the company, all the higher ups. Right, so we got the jurisdiction. Obviously, the jurisdiction is going to be blah, 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 blah. This court jurisdiction over this action. Pursuant, this court has personal jurisdiction over the defendants consistent with the principles of due process by virtue of one or more of the following. The defendants transacting and doing business in the district because a substantial part of the relevant events occurred in this district and or because a substantial part of the property that is subject to this action is situated here. Or number 6, venue is proper in district pursuant 28 USC A 139 1B and 1391 C. All right, so nature of the action. This is the action for previous and ongoing trademark infringement and unfair competition by July and Ripa under Section 32 of the Lanham Act 15 USCA 111 for registered trademark infringement, Section 43A of the Lanham Act. All right. 15 USCA 1125A, false designation of origin, unfair competition, and common law trademark infringement, and the California Unfair Practices Act, CA Bus and Proof Code 17000, Good Shepherd seeks injunctive release, damages, and attorney fees in this action. So, injunctive relief means they want to stop the ISOM comics from going forward, right? So, any ISOM comics that he has still unsold, unsent out, they want to stop them from being sent out. They want to stop selling these comics under the ISOM name. Damages, obviously, they want some money. They want money for what they perceive as damages to their brand, and of course, attorney fees. So they want Eric July to pay for their attorney fees for having to do this matter. All right, so factual allegations. All right, this is where we get into the good stuff. Beginning in or around 1999 and continuing since that time, Good Shepherd created and operates ISOM, an abbreviation for Good Shepherd's International School of Ministry. Good Shepherd operates other ministries as well, such as Women of the World, WOW, and Youth Bites, but by far its main outreach and public persona is based in its trademark, ISOM. In that regard, and upon information and belief, around 90% of Good Shepherd's activities are carried out under its trademark, ISOM. In addition, consumers make out their checks and other payments to ISOM. 10. In fact, Good Shepherd does not even appear on the covers of many of Good Shepherd's publications and products, although Good Shepherd typically is printed or otherwise included in the information inside those publications and materials, or is otherwise associated with those activities and products. By way of example, below on the left is a screenshot of a cover of one of Good Shepherd's publications, and on the right, a screenshot of a cover of the same publication. All right, so number one, what they're saying is basically around 1999, they created and operated ISOM, right? Even though it's Good Shepherd Ministries, the International School of Ministry is what they're known as, what people associate with them. It's how they do their business. It's how people make out their checks, right? People are making payments to ISOM. They're not making payments to Good Shepherd. Most people associate them with ISOM rather than Good Shepherd. Even though technically Good Shepherd is their name, ISOM is the name they've trademarked, and ISOM is the brand in which they operate under. It even says that their publications, which is number 10, don't even feature Good Shepherd on it. In fact, it features ISOM. We're going to take a look at the examples here. So you got the academic catalog, ISOM, International School of Ministry. As you can see right on the cover, there is no Good Shepherd. And then inside, we got Welcome to ISOM. So again, you know, there's evidence showing that they use ISOM as their brand. They use ISOM as their way to be known. All right, so it's number 11. Since that time, 1999, through decades of hard work, creative product development, and high quality in its products and services, Good Shepherd has earned great loyalty and renown within its industry, including as described below. So they're basically saying, hey, we're pretty famous and people know who we are, and they associate us, again, as ISOM. Because Good Shepherd is primarily known to the public under its trademark ISOM, Good Shepherd chose to register its trademark ISOM as discussed below, rather than register Good Shepherd itself. So again, even though they're technically the Good Shepherd Ministry, ISOM is the trademark they own. ISOM is the one they chose to trademark. All right. It says operates online under its main website, isom.org, and a related website, isomonline.org. So they even operate their websites with the ISOM name rather than the Good Shepherd name. It says Good Shepherd's identity is strongly tied to its isom.org website, which it purchased and has been using for almost 25 years. So pretty much since they've had an online presence, they've been running under isom.org. I remember when ISOM number 1 was launching, people had mentioned this, like, oh, it's the same name as this church, right? This church, International School of Ministries. And there was some confusion because, you know, no one knew the powers of Avery Silman, aka ISOM, right? No one knew his abilities and he had crosses. So people were like, maybe it's connected to this church, and maybe this is, it's a religious comic, and they're making fun of it, calling it Bible Man 2.0, right? But I guess the church finally got wind of it, even though we've got wind of the church long ago. And now the church is like, hey, this ain't gonna work for us. All right, so it says 13. Good Shepherd's ISOM International School of Ministry is the largest multi-denominational video-based Bible school in the world, providing undergraduate and graduate level biblical education and ministry in the marketplace. ISOM is known for its ethnic diversity with over 85 languages available, with more than 20,000 schools joining the ISOM community from 150 countries. ISOM's world-class facilities include nearly 100 ministers and marketplace leaders. That's all well and good. It's great, fantastic. As part of its ISOM ministry, and for decades beginning in 1999, Good Shepherd has developed and marketed numerous print and electronic media products, clothing, promotional items, and related products. The Good Shepherd products, which are marketed and sold throughout the United States and beyond under Good Shepherd's trademark ISOM. Ooh, this stings, because the original thought when people were first discovering this lawsuit and the discussion around it that I've had in private with some people and in public with a few others, we were basically like, oh well, he could still use ISOM as the character name, right? Like they do with Captain Marvel in DC, but it wouldn't be able to be called an ISOM comic, right? It had to be called something else, like The Adventures of Avery or Eltona's Wild Ride, right? Yeah. But he'd still be able to like call the character ISOM. But with this saying that they got clothing, promotional items, he wouldn't even be able to put ISOM on, say, clothes, right? He'd be able to have the character, but not the word ISOM. Not like, hey, ISOM, in nice stylized letters with a picture of ISOM. You get the picture, but not the word. No posters, no comics, no movies, no animated features. There's going to be a lot of things that are going to have to be taken down, a lot of things that are going to have to be destroyed, because I know he's got comics, posters, T-shirts, lots of things out there. So if you have an ISOM product from Eric July, hold on to that bad boy. It might go up in value because it might become a rare collectible of a thing that got recalled or a thing that got, had an injunction placed upon it due to this lawsuit. Good Shepherd has spent a substantial amount of time, energy, and money advertising and promoting its ISOM trademark and products in the United States and throughout the world, as a result of which it has developed substantial and exclusive goodwill and reputation in connection with the ISOM mark for the Good Shepherd products. As a result, Good Shepherd now markets and sells Good Shepherd products under the well-known trademark ISOM, which trademark is used to identify and distinguish the Good Shepherd products from those of its competitors in the marketplace, the ISOM mark. And Good Shepherd is the owner of the U.S. trademark registration number 3517031, registered on October 14, 2008 for ISOM as a standard character mark. The ISOM trademark registration covering the following: the International Class 9 audio and video media, namely CDs, DVDs, CD-ROMs, MP3 recordings, CDRs, MP3 CD-ROMs, audio CD-ROMs, and cassettes, featuring religion, faith, and inspirational content, electronic media, namely CD, blah, 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 all this stuff. A lot of CDs, DVDs, audio stuff, books, video discs, tapes, downloadable videos. International Class 16 printed instructional, educational, and teaching materials, namely brochures, notebooks, printed tests, printed exams, and workbooks in all fields of religion. 17. Good Shepherd has been actively using the ISOM mark as a trademark for the Good Shepherd products in interstate commerce since at least as early as December 25th, 1999. Good Shepherd products sold under the ISOM mark have enjoyed extensive recognition in the marketplace. 19. Good Shepherd has continuously marketed and sold Good Shepherd products under the distinctive ISOM mark since at least as early as December 25th, 1999, and it intends to continue to market and sell Good Shepherd products under its ISOM mark in the future. So they're like, we're not even looking to get rid of this mark anytime soon, right? We got it. We're using it. We love it. People know us under this. We want to continue to use it. Good Shepherd products bearing the ISOM mark are sold by Good Shepherd and its international licensees over the internet, including, among other things, via social media such as Facebook and Instagram, via regular YouTube videos, by emails and hard copy mailing, by in-person sales and telephone orders, the Good Shepherd channels of trade. 21. As a result of these efforts and expenditures, combined with substantial sales of quality Good Shepherd products under the ISOM mark, the relevant consuming public has come to recognize the ISOM mark as favorably distinguishing Good Shepherd products from those of its competitors. Man, they are building quite the case for why, the mark is theirs. They've been using it, and why this is infringement upon their trademark. 22. As a result of widespread public use and recognition, the ISOM mark has become an asset of significant value and goodwill, and a successful indicator of the source of Good Shepherd products. They're like, this is our bread and butter. Eric July is trying to take our bread and butter, trying to take our money. They don't like that. Eric July in the Rippaverse disrespecting the International School of Ministry. And we know that disrespect cannot stand. Can't stand. All right. July and Ripa's infringement of the ISOM mark. Here's the claim. On information and belief, July and Ripa is a relatively new comic book / graphic novel company marketing and selling its books and related promotional and other products throughout the United States and around the world, including into California and into this district. Upon information and belief, July and Ripa markets and sells its books and related products directly to consumers as well as through retailers. Upon information and belief, July and Ripa began using its ISOM mark on or about July 9th, 2022, nearly 23 years after Good Shepherd commenced use of that ISOM mark. In fact, in their own online admissions, July and Ripa has admitted that in 2022, they, quote, launched their entire company, Rippaverse Books, using the ISOM mark. Specifically, they posted online at Rippaverse.com products ISOM 1 campaign that Rippaverse is finally here, and ISOM number 1 is the perfect comic book to launch it. Emphasis added. Below is a screenshot of their posting with yellow highlights on the relevant text. And so as we can see, this is the campaign page for ISOM number 1. In the description, Rippaverse finally here. ISOM number 1 is the perfect comic book to launch it. On information and belief, it is on information and belief, below is a related screenshot showing the cover of July and Ripa's first publication, a 96-page book entitled ISOM. On information and belief, ISOM is the, quote, hero moniker name that July and Ripa chose for their main character. And so there's a copy of one of the books, obviously ISOM. As shown in the above cover and in screenshots below, red circles and arrows added below for emphasis. And in addition to using the name ISOM, July and Ripa repeatedly, on information and belief, always display their ISOM character with a cross on his belt. Oof, that's gotta hurt. The cross might be the thing that does him in. Could you imagine? He puts the cross on the character. And forgive me for that train. He puts the cross on the character to symbolize God, religion, the character's powers, abilities, what have you not. And this could be one of the things that does in the ISOM trademark. Man, that would just be hilarious. That would just add an extra cherry on top of this shit Sunday. And so there you go. You got the little circle. Got to have them red circles to let you know what we're looking at here. More red circles. That's the cover I got of ISOM number 2. More red circles, more crosses being denoted. It says July and Ripa's actions using the name ISOM and or the cross on the character's belt already have caused actual confusion. Actual confusion. So they're going to show that people have already associated with the ISOM character with the International School of Ministry. And as I said, there was some confusion when this character first launched by people noting, because people were like, what does ISOM mean? They were trying to look it up. And the only thing coming up was the International School of Ministry. And so there was some people like, well, is this associated with it? Is this like a religious comic book? What's going on? So I'm assuming there's going to be some written evidence to show this. But let's see. It says, as an example of that actual confusion is shown in the following highlighted copy of an unsolicited email from a third party in which the sender specifically mentions the identity of the trademark, ISOM, and the cross on the hero's belt. So it says, hello, I'm an independent journalist for TDS News and TPBITU, and it was considering doing a story on the successful campaign for the ISOM #2 comic. As I'm sure you know, ISOM #1, the first comic in the Rippaverse extended universe by Black libertarian Eric D. July, made a successful campaign raising a lot of money, backed by about a lot of people. I would get to the point. It says, I would be curious to know when the decision was made to make a comic book character using the same name as the International School of Ministry. Has Mr. July received any funding to aid him in the creation of the superhero ISOM? Info on the choice to have ISOM have an image of the cross on his belt. What we can hope to see with the continuation of ISOM on his journey to rescue Jasmine from prostitution, and if you could, the amazing choice to offer buyers the option to donate a copy of ISOM 2 to help children hospitalized. Totally on record, if you please. Thank you so much for extending your trademark name in such a unique way in the creation of a new superhero with the promise to use American-made books and products, as well as for your time in getting back to me. Your homie, some guy whose name we're not going to. 28. Among other things, the above journalist email states, I would be curious to know when the decision was made to make a comic book character using the same name as the International School of Ministry. Has Mr. July received any funding to aid him in the creation of superhero ISOM? Info on the choice to have ISOM have an image of the cross on his belt. What we can hope to see with the continuation of ISOM on his journey to rescue Jasmine from prostitution. And if you could, the amazing choice to offer buyers the option to donate a copy of ISOM for just $17.50 to help children who are hospitalized. Totally on record, if you please. Which is just a repeat of what was in the email. 29. According to their online postings and upon information and belief, July and Ripa completed their marketing campaign for ISOM #1 on July 25th, 2022, and reached 3,738% of their marketing campaign for ISOM 1 for a total more than 3.7 million sales. This is shown on their website. According to their online postings and upon information and belief, July and Ripa is now about to complete their marketing campaign for ISOM #2 on July 31st, 2021, and they have again exceeded their marketing campaign goals for a total more than 2.2 million in sales. This is shown on their website again. So, man, are they going after all of Eric's $5 million? Are they going to take all of it? Is ISOM, is the Rippaverse going to be bankrupt at the end of this? This is, or is Eric, his fans going to pony up more money to settle this lawsuit? It's going to be interesting. It's going to be a wild ride. 31. July and Ripa's ISOM mark is confusingly similar to Good Shepherd's ISOM mark. Without attempting to comprehensively list or analyze the factors involved in such an infringement analysis, the marks themselves are identical. Presumably, the marks are pronounced identically. The use of the cross on the hero's belt furthers the likelihood of confusion with Good Shepherd's trademark ISOM. Actual confusion has already occurred. 32. Upon information and belief, July and Ripa commenced use of the trademark ISOM in connection with their books, the ISOM mark, sometime in 2022. Thereafter, July and Ripa has developed, marketed, sold, and continues to sell infringing goods under the ISOM mark, improperly benefiting from the extensive goodwill associated with Good Shepherd's ISOM mark. So they're saying that people might be buying ISOM products thinking that this is somehow connected to the church. Upon information and belief, July and Ripa have posted extensive promotional materials on their website, Rippaverse.com, and other internet sites and social media. Upon information and belief, July and Ripa's postings are further intentional attempts to mislead, divert, and or confuse the consumers as to the relatedness of the source of their respective parties' goods. That, I'm going to say that's a stretch. Obviously this is lawyers throwing a bunch of stuff out there, but I think that's clearly... I don't think Eric has ever made any attempt to try to, ride the coattails of the International School of Ministry or to even make an association with it or, imply an association. It's always been ISOM is this comic book that I'm doing, it's a very confusing, bad comic, but he's never attempted to confuse people into thinking that it was something to do with the school of ministry. Unless there's an example that I haven't seen, because I haven't seen it. The infringing goods compete with the Good Shepherd product sold under the ISOM mark. By way of example, in addition to competing on books and media publications, July and Ripa sell related items, such as the hats and shirts shown below, that directly compete with Good Shepherds, both bearing the trademark ISOM. So again, like I was saying, they had shirts and hats. So that is the ISOM Good Shepherd hat, and that is the Eric July ISOM hat. Oddly enough, the Good Shepherd hat is more expensive than the Eric July hat. So kudos to Eric, I guess, for not really gouging, just kind of gouging. And there's an ISOM shirt on the right, and there's an ISOM shirt on the left. Good Shepherds, obviously, is the one on the left. Eric July's is the one on the right. His is on discount. His was $30, discounted to $8. The ISOM Good Shepherd was only $25.99. So Eric was cheaper on the hats, more expensive on the shirts. 35. The consumers and potential consumers of Good Shepherd products sold under the ISOM mark are identical to, or at least considerably overlap, the consumers and potential consumers of the infringing goods. Man, I can't speak today. Upon information and belief, the infringing goods are sold in the same channels of trade as Good Shepherd products sold under the ISOM mark. July and Ripa's infringing activities are likely to cause confusion, mistake, and deception among the consuming public as to the origin of the infringing goods. July and Ripa's use of the ISOM mark in connection with books sold to Good Shepherd consumers in the Good Shepherd channels of trade create a false designation of origin, which is likely to cause confusion as to the affiliation, sponsorship, or approval of July and Ripa with Good Shepherd. So they're like, people might think that you gave them the go-ahead, the okay. July and Ripa's sale of infringing goods will cause Good Shepherd injury because such use is likely to cause confusion and or mistake by wrongly leading persons to believe that the infringing goods are provided by, sponsored by, endorsed by, or otherwise associated with Good Shepherd. So they're saying people might see that book, read it, and be put off by it and be like, oh, that's what Good Shepherd's about? We don't want to have nothing to do with these people. In addition to causing confusion in the minds of consumers, July and Ripa's continued use of the ISOM mark is likely to cause a mistake or to deceive or otherwise injure, diminish, or detract from prior rights firmly established by Good Shepherd in and to the ISOM mark. So, people might have a little bit of money, think they want to help the church, hey, ISOM, and then end up with an Eric July product. The value of Good Shepherd's goodwill associated with its ISOM mark will be impaired by July and Ripa's continued use of the confusingly similar mark on competitive goods over which Good Shepherd has no quality control. They're saying, hey, our products are really good, high standards we have. Eric July's products might be shoddy, and they might make our products look bad because they might start associating those shoddy Eric July products with our good quality Good Shepherd products. By reason of the foregoing, Good Shepherd has been damaged and will be further damaged by July and Ripa's use of the ISOM mark. Man. All right, count 1. Registered trademark infringement under Section 32 of the Lanham Act. All right. Good Shepherd repeats and realleges paragraphs 1 through 42 of its complaint as if fully set forth herein. July and Ripa's actions can constitute infringement of the ISOM trademark registration in violation of Good Shepherd's right under Section 32 of the Lanham Act. 45. As a direct result of July and Ripa's unlawful activities, Good Shepherd has suffered and will continue to suffer damages in an amount to be determined at trial. Oh, they're going for the jugular. Oh man, they're going to be getting all kind of attorneys. They're going to be trying to get all kind of fees. Settle. If I was Eric, if I was to give Eric any sort of advice, if he were to ask me, Tony, what do you think I should do? Settle. Don't try to negotiate. Don't try to take this to trial. Don't try to defend it. Settle. If they offer you an out, take it. That's what I'm saying. It's not legal advice, Eric. You don't have to listen to me, but I'm saying if you did ask me my opinion, that's what it would be. July and Ripa's conduct has caused and will continue to cause injury to Good Shepherd's goodwill and reputation, and will continue to both damage Good Shepherd and the public unless enjoined by this court. Count 2, false designation of origin under Section 43A of the Lanham Act. Good Shepherd repeats and realleges paragraph 1 through 46 of its complaint as a fully set herein. 48. July and Ripa's actions constitute a false designation of origin under 15 USCA 1125A, which is likely to cause confusion, mistake, or to deceive, and has confused and deceived consumers into believing that July and Ripa and the infringing goods are affiliated with, sponsored by, or somehow connected with Good Shepherd, the Good Shepherd products, and or the ISOM mark. July and Ripa's unlawful activities reflect adversely on the Good Shepherd because Good Shepherd has no ability to control the quality of July and Ripa's goods and has the believed source of origin. Good Shepherd's effort to continue to protect its reputation for high-quality products and services will be hampered, resulting in the loss of goodwill and sales and the irreparable harm of Good Shepherd. Again, restating that, hey, we don't know how good his products are, and if his products are bad, they're going to make us look bad because people are going to associate his bad products with our good company. As a direct and proximate result of July and Ripa's above described actions, Good Shepherd has suffered and will continue to suffer damages in an amount to be determined at trial. Oh, gotta love that amount to be determined at trial. That's like, hey, we're just gonna keep piling it on when we get there. When we get there, we'll let the judge really put that nail in on. All right, count 3: unfair trade practices in violation of California law. Good Shepherd repeats and realleges paragraphs 1 through 50 of its complaint, as is fully set forth herein. 52. July and Ripa has committed unfair and deceptive acts and practices in violation of California Unfair Practices Act, California Bus and Proof Code 17000, including the following misconduct. All right, here it is. Passing off its goods and services as those of Good Shepherd's goods and services sold under the ISOM mark, causing the likelihood of confusion or the misunderstanding as to the source, sponsorship, approval, or certification of goods or services July and Ripa is developing, advertising, promoting, and selling under the ISOM mark, causing the likelihood of confusion or of misunderstanding as to the affiliation, connection, or association with or certification by Good Shepherd of products developed, advertised, promoted, and sold by July and Ripa under its ISOM mark, and D, representing expressly or implicitly that goods or services developed, advertised, promoted, and sold by July and Ripa under its ISOM mark have sponsorship, approval, characteristics, ingredients, uses, beliefs, benefits, or qualities that they do not have. Okay, so I think A through C likely will stand because there could be some confusion. The crosses on the ISOM character do add the fact that people might think this is connected to the church, the International School of Ministry somewhere. I do not think, though, that there's ever been any express or implicit that they are connected to the ISOM school, right? Again, I think there's lawyers doing what lawyers do, but I think that there's no water there. It's not holding any. 53. July and Ripa willfully engaged in all acts constituting deceptive or unfair practices described in this complaint. 54. July and Ripa's deceptive and unfair practices have impaired the goodwill associated with Good Shepherd's ISOM mark. 55. As a direct and proximate result of July and Ripa's deceptive and unfair practices, Good Shepherd has suffered and will continue to suffer damages in an amount to be determined at trial. Ooh. Those are words you do not want to hear in a lawsuit, right? You want to know, hey, how much are you suing me for? You know, what is the number you're looking for? And they're like, we're not even going to tell you. We're going to determine this at a later date. You've made like 5 million, and we're going to go after as much of that 5 million as we can, and maybe more, because you might have sold things outside of the campaigns. There might be monies that we're unaware of at this point. 56. On information and belief, July and Ripa's foregoing actions are willfully and deliberate, and July and Ripa have no good faith basis for believing that July and Ripa's use of ISOM is not infringing Good Shepherd's right. They're basically saying, hey, you should have did your homework. Do your due diligence. You didn't do it, and now you owe us money. 57. On information and belief, July and Ripa intended to continue their actions engaged in unlawful infringing activity. Unless July and Ripa are enjoined by this court from doing so, Good Shepherd will suffer irreparable harm for which there is no adequate remedy at law from July and Ripa's unlawful infringing activities. They're like, hey, you need to stop them from selling any more of these books, from selling any more of these products, from promoting this brand of ISOM. So like I said, they're going to have to any ISOM, books, hats, shirts, posters, bookmarks, lunchboxes, anything that has ISOM written on it, ISOM, from Eric July has not been shipped out. When the court decides, they're going to be like, stop shipping. Probably going to put an injunction. I'm guessing they're going to put an injunction until this is settled. How will this affect ISOM number 3? There will probably be not an ISOM number 3. You guys are not getting an ISOM number 3. Sorry. You'll get something else. Like I said, maybe you'll get an Avery Silman number 3, the continuing adventures of Avery. But I'm 100% sure you're not getting an ISOM number 3. In fact, just reading all of this and reading the complaint from the International School of Ministry, I don't think there's going to be a situation like how Marvel and Hulk Hogan settled, where Hulk Hogan just paid them some money for every time he used the name Hulk Hogan, or where the Karate Kid movie pays DC for the use of the words Karate Kid, right? I think this is a situation where the church does not want an association with Eric July or his company at all. So I don't think there's going to be a settlement in which Eric July is going to be able to use the ISOM name for books, products, movies, and other ventures. Like I said, he probably will still be able to technically call the character ISOM within the pages, but he won't be able to advertise it as such. That's just how I'm guessing this is going to play out. We'll see, right? There could be, maybe Eric pulls out some, notebook from, 1995. He's like, look, I was working on ISOM since 1995. There's a name that I've had in mind, and here's a drawing that I sent to myself. It's with a poor man's copyright. Where you take a picture, you send a letter to yourself, and you never open the letter. Then you say, hey, look, well, actually, I was intending to use this for a long time. All right, so the prayer. Wherefore, plaintiff Good Shepherd respectfully requests that the court enter judgment against July and Rippa as follows. A. Award Good Shepherd a judgment on each of its claims in an amount to be determined at trial. Give us lots of money. B. Award Good Shepherd a permanent injunction prohibiting July and Rippa and anyone acting in concert with July and Rippa, directly or indirectly, from 1, developing, advertising, marketing, or selling any product or service under the ISOM mark in the field of audio and video media and or printed materials, and 2, developing, advertising, marketing, or selling any product or service under any mark that is confusingly similar to the ISOM mark in the fields of audio and video media. Oh, man. So not only just ISOM, so he can't even call it like ISOM Man, right? Or like Super ISOM. They're like anything with ISOM in it that might cause confusion with the ISOM mark. We don't want it, right? Like not even ISOM 2, not even Son of ISOM, right? Nothing. No ISOM for Eric July. C. Award damages adequate to compensate Good Shepherd for its aforesaid infringement under 15 USCA 1117A, including Good Shepherd's lost profits, but not less than a reasonable royalty. Ooh, so they want lost profit money plus a little extra on top, a little extra, right? You made some money off of the name that you shouldn't have been using, so you got to give us a little money. Award D. Award the recovery of July and Rippa's profits to Good Shepherd under. Oh my God! All of the profits, the profits. Like I said, that $5 million. Bye. It's gone. They're like, give us all the money, all the profits. This could hurt. This could essentially kill the Rippaverse, right? Because he's used a lot of that money. He's used, from my understanding, I could be wrong. I'm not a business guy. I don't do business. I'm not business like Eric July. I don't have the business acumen of an Eric July. But if he has spent that money that he has made and put it into other things, whether it's to pay salaries, whether it's to pay warehouse, whether it's to pay for shipping, to pay artists, to pay for websites, to pay for anything, if that money has been spent and they come for that money, he's not going to have it, obviously, to pay them. And if the court orders him to pay that money, Good Shepherd, that could be the end of it, right? If they're like, hey, give them $5 million, and Eric's like, I don't got $5 million. I spent the $5 million. $5 million's not here. The court's not going to be like, oh, that's okay. Oh, it's no problem. They're going to be like, well, now you owe them $5 million. You got to figure it out. You got to, make it work. Make it happen, Captain. All right. E, award the recovery of Good Shepherd's cost of this action under 15 USCA. So they want the profits. They want the money that they might have lost. So lost profit money plus royalty, plus the profits Eric July has made, plus attorney fees and any other fees incurred in which they had to bring this lawsuit to court. And that's F, declare this case exceptional and award Good Shepherd its reasonable attorney fees. Oof. So like I said, anything, attorney fees, profits from Eric July, lost profits on behalf of Good Shepherd, any other monies they spent in bringing this as under 15 USCA. G, provide such other and further relief as the court may deem just and proper under the circumstances. So, hey, if you want to give us more money, if you want to say, hey, Eric, bad for you, we got to set precedent, give them more money, they're like open to it. They're like, yeah, we'll take it. Well, who wouldn't take extra money, right? All right, here's the last page. It's just demand for jury trial. Pursuant to Rule 38B of the Federal Rules of Civil Procedure, demand is hereby made for trial by jury on all issues properly triable by jury. Oh, man. And that is going to be one giant pain in the ass for Eric July. I do not envy him. He's in a not enviable position, right? Yesterday, great position. Made a bunch of money, riding high. Today, not so much. I definitely would not want to be sued, and definitely in not the manner in which he is being sued. But let me know your thoughts in the comments. Do you think this is going to blow over? Do you think Eric July is going to somehow make an agreement, make a settlement with the church? Do you think the church is just going to lose straight up and say, hey, no, obviously this product and your products are different. The trademarks are not the same. They're similar, but not the same. Let me know what you think in the comments. But as always, love, peace, booty grease. I'm out this bitch.